Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing today, guys? Don't forget to smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for joining me. What a lovely Tuesday it has been. Bitcoin got a little bit pumpy here. We've liquidated a large quantity of shorts, which normally, normally I wouldn't laugh at people losing money, but the shorts bet on other people losing money, so it's kind of funny. Anyways, let's go refresh our liquidation heat map. What's going on, Waterfly? Happy Tuesday, my friend. What do you think for tomorrow rate cut? Are we thinking 25, 50? Are we thinking quantitative easing? Are we thinking temporary open market? Whatever it's called, temporary open market organization or some crap. I forget what it's called. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. What do you think for Fed decision tomorrow? We're going to go with 25 basis point cut, 50 basis point cut, no cut. And then I don't know what the heck any of this means. All right. Avert your attention to the poll, ladies and gentlemen. What if I says 0 and markets tank? That would be pretty poetic, I'm not going to lie. Okay, liquidation looks beautiful. We've got 92, 176. 92, 176. We've got, goodness, the bird is going nuts. I'm going to go all the way down here. 88, 336. We got, I'm going to call my fiance and see where the heck she's at. She's out there. She's out there with the birds. 93, 615. Um, 94, 495. And wow, my call was ignored. That's kind of messed up. I guess, should I go? I'm going to go like right there, 96, 175. 96, 175. And that is it. Bitcoin currently trading at $92,899, even looking good. A lot of surprises in the market today. Dominance, thankfully, rejected what, like 59.25? And it looks like it's going to try to hold 59 again. Hopefully it just breaks below it and continues the downside. But we'll keep our eye on it. It does look like that RSI moving average is getting rejected, which is great. We got a red dot on the momentum wave and negative money flow. Not sure what that entails for dominance in particular, but it does exist. It does exist. ETH is up 6.57% on the day, currently trading at 33.29. We are having trouble getting above 33.66, but I'm totally okay with that. We broke above 31.75, looking good. I'm very excited about this. If we do have any semblance of a pullback this early, then I would look for 32.50 to hold. That should be a nice psychological level. Keep in mind we are overbought on 4-hour time frame, so we can't get too excited. But who knows? Max pain is probably up only. I'm not gonna lie. We got our pump, our break, rejection, dump, support, break, support, confirmation, continuation. Everything looks great. Green dot on the momentum wave, point to the upside, positive money flow. ETH is sitting pretty, and it was foretold. The prophecy is true. Solana's up 4.13% on the day, currently trading at 138.76. What if I said no one showed today? They watching Fahid cooking? I don't know. I've been late every single day, so I'll use that excuse for now. Numbers have been pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting a little bit of traffic with the pumpy market, but it is what it is. Anyway, Solana currently trading at 138.81. We are struggling to stay above 140, but I do like that we have consistently held our neckline support here, its legacy neckline support. I would love to see it break this upper trend line. This upper trend line goes way, way back. That is the original wedge. So again, I don't mind breaking into here and, you know, support resistance kind of pinballing in between the neckline and the upper trend line, and establishing that as a little range, a little accumulation range, if you will. Volume looks great. RSI bouncing nicely off that moving average. Oaktree said, "Toon, get up, JJ." What's going on, Oaktree? We got a green dot on the momentum wave point to the upside. Money flow still negative, but we do have a confirmed green dot on market cipher way the heck back here, and we are consistently above that, so I'm going to say that's still in play. Philly said, "Oh, come on, man. We all know it's 25 basis points. It might be 50. It might be none." Waterfly said, "You should turn off subscriber-only mode, sir." For real? I kind of like it. Forces people to subscribe. You think I should shut it off? All right. Okay, change saved. All right, it should be good to go now. I like the subscriber-only mode. I've done it. This is the second time that I've tried it. But I feel like I actually get subscribers when I turn that on. We were stuck at 1.27K for forever, and then I turned on subscriber-only mode, and we gained subscribers, so Oaktree said, don't turn it off. Tyler giving his early guess for the daily close contest. Guys, we got 10 minutes until the daily close contest starts. I'm going to document Mr. Tyler's guess right now. We are doing the 2 wins. If you win, then you get 2 points in December. What if I said entice others to find home? Turn it on 1 to 2 times a week. Okay, that's fair. Billy said he has to turn it off. He only has 15 subs. Okay. Solana, like I said, up 4.11%. Looks good. I would love to see it get above 140. We got our green dots, momentum wave, and market cipher from a couple of weeks ago. Was that a couple of weeks ago? No, it's about just over a week ago. So we're looking good. I'm excited. This might be a little fake up pump ahead of FOMC. So we got to take that into consideration as well. Tyler said, "Well, I'm effed. Nice knowing yous." Total 3 up 1.61% on the day, currently trading at $883.6 billion. Pretty big number there. I like that we're dancing around 883. I would love to stay above 883. G Immortal said, "Good evening, JJ." Tyler said, "That's some rigged shit." Here's why it's not, Tyler. I've missed so many days that it's as if, like, even if I let people do 3 points per win, it still wouldn't make up for the amount of days that I've missed. So I disagree. G Immortal said, "Uni, please." All right, let me get through. Total 3 looks great. Let's stay above 883.6 and continue to the upside. RSI looks great. Momentum wave looks great. 8 is up 8.34% on the day. Got a little pumpy with the midnight launch, but we're playing in our little descending range right here. We got rejected, found some support, broke above that, retested, confirmed, and continue the upside. Let's get above 50, and then we'll start talking about some entertainment for ADA. Sneck is playing around with that upper trend line, currently up 3.54% on the day. I expect when this does break that it's going to be pretty monumental. Let's go take a look at Uni. Tyler said, "You leave your stickers on your hat brim." Do I? No. No, I do not. On my work hat, I have a sticker on it, but I don't know why I left that on there. I don't really give a grip, to be honest. But now it's been on there, so I'm used to it, so I'm not going to take it off. Oaktree said, "Good shit, JJ. Keep grinding. Let's effing go tune chart and layer chart. Uno momente, my friend." Uniswap, 5.79. I feel like when liquidity returns, Uniswap is going to be a banger, for sure. Because this is kind of the only way that you can really successfully have any project on Ethereum is by at least utilizing Uniswap. It is a really flat chart, though, isn't it? It's consistently jumping off this line, though. So you get a touch, 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 touch. You had a little wick right here. That's October 10th. Touch, touch. Every single touch results in some upside. Whether or not that's big doesn't really matter. You got a little bit of upside here, a lot of bit of upside here. You got a lot here, a lot here. you know, it could be something as little as this occurring, or something as big as this occurring. But we do know, at least thus far, that this trend line holds pretty consistently. Outside of that, our points of confluence with Uniswap in particular, obviously depending on if they printed any supply or not, are going to be mostly psychological.
These rules are gay. 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 JJ is gay. JJ is gay.
Oh my gosh, that took forever. When did she slow down? Thank you for the $5 super chat, Mr. Tyler. Billy said, know who uses subs only mood? Savvy. He has more subscribers than I do, so maybe that's why. Oak Tree said, thank you, sir. Tom Salkscout said, yo, 50-point cut would be bad, I think. Would spook everyone. I think I agree. I think I agree with that. We got 9 people watching right now, guys. Make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Appreciate you guys for being here. So yeah, Uniswap, there's clear support down here. It's at a really good level for accumulation, in my opinion. I would love to see it get up to 750 in the meantime. And again, it looks like it has pretty decent moves off of this every single time. Every single time, even down here. If you would have bought that, that right there alone is a 28% move. So I think the potential's there for sure. Billy said, Tyler, you didn't have to pay $5. JJ would know he's gay for free. That's pretty good. Tyler said, gotta go, people. I hope I win. Billy said, Tom, 50 would send the market into a frenzy pump. I don't know. I think that would be temporary. So, I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. Let's go take a look at Tunk and Layer. The question is, have they bonded yet? Okay, cool. Tunk is... Ooh, lovely chart. Tunk is one of our loyal viewers' coins. And if you guys go check on their X, they got all kinds of stuff going on. They got a website too. It's pretty cool. They do comics for the blockchain, pretty much. Blockchain comics. Yellow M going on here. Little curly Q. I like the parabola or the bowl-shaped bottom situation we got going on here. This is on the daily. Let me go on another 4-hour time frame. 4-hour looks good. Again, not a ton of liquidity. It's a very, very low liquidity, very low market cap. This is a micro cap. So if you guys do invest in this, exercise caution. You know, you're all adults. You're capable of looking at market cap. I'm not condoning this by looking at it. But we do enjoy people creating stuff and building a community. But yeah, chart looks great. Let's see if it continues. Looks really good, actually. I'm not sure what the holder distribution is. ADA is not very friendly when it comes to looking at those metrics, but let's also go take a look at Layer. Layer's another one, another big community project. Really cool. Mythical is the man. He's building figurines, pretty much. But like collectible figures, it's really cool. So if you buy a certain amount of this, you get different benefits. Go check out their X account, and you can look into the intricacies. This thing's been monstrously overbought on the daily time frame, but it continues to climb. Looks really good. It launched, and then it kind of petered out, and it was very dormant for a little while, long time, and then all of a sudden it launched again. Secondary launch, essentially. They're building a whole lot, and if you're gonna make the argument that we're in a bear market, then this is one of the teams that is building during a bear market, and those are the teams that, in my opinion, you want to at least pay a little bit of attention to. Philly said, JJ, is that your fiance talking? There's nobody talking. Tom Salkscoat said, people would think the economy in the shitter. I mean, isn't it? It kind of is. Anyways, Uniswap looks good. XRP up 1.84% on the day, currently trading at 211.05. I like that we're staying above 2. Let me go down to the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, this looks great. So we got a finally broke above 210, and we rejected 217. Kind of closed below 214, and we're holding above 210 right now. So I guess next we would like to see, because the RSI is pretty cooled off still, a continuation of the upside. I'm gonna at least get above 222, and then we can start talking about, you know, getting some bigger strides to the upside. Guys, we got less than 1 minute remaining until the daily close contest. H-bar looks great. Get above 14, and then we can start talking about that as well. SWE looks good. Everything looks great right now. We'll go through specific charts in a bit. Arrow's the only one that's kind of struggling. Ondo, I don't know, it could be a little bit better. Trying to break out. Bitcoin, 1 minute time frame. Guys, get your guesses ready for the daily close contest. Like I said, all you got to do, be subscribed, smash the like button, and tell us what you think the Bitcoin daily close price is going to be on the Binance USDT chart. Chance for you to win up to $300, and that is completely real. It is real money if you nail all 7 digits of the Bitcoin daily close price. Three, 2, 1. Get your guesses in for the daily close contest, ladies and gentlemen. Billy said it's 29 degrees out. My wife wants to go to the outlets to go shopping. After Black Friday, my wife turns into a shopping maniac. Oak Tree said, I'll be here learning. Very nice. Tom Selleck Scout said, it being in the shitter and everyone believing it's in the shitter are 2 different things. That is actually fair. That is totally fair. Let's get Mr. Tyler's guess on the board. We've got 93069. What am I typing? 93069.69. And then we've got Tom Selleck Scout coming in with 92830. Billy said, I'm predicting we sell the news tomorrow and make a lower low. If I'm right, you transfer all of Tyler's wins over to me. That'd be kind of funny. It might have been Tyler. Somebody suggested that in December you could bet your winnings at this point. Like, to enter, you can either just bet 1 and then you'll either lose 1 when you lose or win 2 when you win. But then we'd have to... Well, no, actually, that's not true. We could give whatever prize to anybody. So that's a possibility. I actually really like that idea. Because then you can gamble with your winnings. And pretty much anyone could win at that point. Guys, get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Like I said, chance for you to win up to $300. Rules are simple. Submit your guess. What you think the Bitcoin daily close price is going to be on the Binance USDT chart. If you don't see it and you did submit it, like if you don't see me type it, then I don't see it. YouTube filters stuff out sometimes, so you might have to put letters in between your numbers. That's totally acceptable. As an adult human, I'm perfectly capable of deciphering letters from numbers. It is what it is. Waterfly coming in with 92,950. But the rest of the rules, closest without going over wins bragging rights. If you nail the first 5 digits, you win $20. If you nail all 8, which includes the change, you win $300. So pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. J Shear 2.0 coming in with 92,888. I'm assuming 0.00. We've got 4 participants in the daily close contest so far, guys. We got 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin currently trading at $92,769. Oh, $752 and 54 cents. Super Cool Albums said, yo, what's going on, Super Cool Albums? Waterfly said, gotta give 50 buffer. Do we have 50 buffers? I think we got, well, actually, so far, yes. No, actually, Jay Shear and Tom Selleck Scout are within $50 of each other. Interesting. That is not a rule, though. That's just a courtesy thing. And just remember, if you don't, then somebody might destroy you during the next contest. That's happened a lot. We've had people go shot for shot. And then sometimes, eventually, I just stop honoring the changes because that's at my discretion. So if you submit one price and then somebody screws you because you screwed them yesterday, and then you go to screw them, I might not honor that because you've already submitted the price. Waterfly said that should be rule. Maybe we'll add that for next year. We're pretty close on a full year. I'm very upset that I missed so many days in December already. So That's the only thing that bothers me so far about the whole thing. Billy said, I love New York and I want a cup of tea free. What does that mean? Tea free. I 100 NY. Okay, so 93 100. Okay, I got you, Philly. I don't know where he comes up with this. G Immortal coming in with 92,830.35. Really? G Immortal is screwing over Tom Selleck's GOAT by 35 cents. Interesting. Super Cool Album said, so the 4-year cycle pretty much never mattered. That's my opinion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for participating. I just want to point out, just for the record, G Immortal did screw over Tom Selleck's GOAT today. I do need the record to show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating. As I said, let's get this bad boys on the board. I can't talk or type. We got 93 100 for Philly. We've got Tyler with 93.06969. Oops. We've got 92.950 for Waterfly. We've got J Shear 2.0 with 92.888. We've got G Immortal with 92.830.35. And last but not least, we've got Tom Selleck's GOAT with 92.830 even. So, so far, everyone is losing. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about this when everybody decides to be way too bullish. Billy said, JJ, you got it. I'm proud, my son. Billy also said, JJ, you need to get rid of the Price is Right rules too. It should be closest to the price. I don't know. I kind of like the Price is Right rules. Well, so what we're going to do, the closer we get to Christmas, maybe during the 12-hour live stream, because I am planning a 12-hour live stream within the next, 20 days. Within the next 22 days. I'm planning a 12-hour live stream. So we're going to probably have the community vote on the rules for the daily close contest for next year, because there's a lot of backseat contest holders or hosts, whatever you want to call it. Bitcoin currently trading at $92,683.80. We are getting mighty dumpy here. So far, nobody is in the lead. Everyone was just too bullish. Oopsie. Waterfly said, he won't last 12 hours, don't worry. I've done it before. I've done it 1,000 times. You know what bugs me is YouTube cuts it off 5 minutes. They cut off the recording 5 minutes prior to 12 hours. So the 2 or 3 12-hour live streams I've done, I thought when it was done and it showed that I only had 11 hours and 55 minutes. Both times I was like, oh man, I didn't make it the full 12 hours. I was off by a few minutes. That doesn't make any sense. And then I went out of my way to document the next one, and I went 12 hours and 30 minutes or something. And then I ended it, and it still only showed 11 hours and 55 minutes, and I was like, dang it. So this whole time I thought that I had failed all of my 12-hour live streams. That was not true. It was just YouTube being stingy with their hard drive space. So that's messed up. Maybe we'll do a 6-hour plus a 6-hour with a little 10-minute intermission. That way we can have the full recording of the full 12 hours. I don't know. Guys, we got 1 minute and 21 seconds remaining on the clock for the daily close contest. Bitcoin currently trading at $92,680.17. Waterfly said monetarily, you would have to do 2 6-hour shows. There you go. There you go. Billy said 12-hour stream should get you a lot of new subs. I actually have looked at my metrics, full transparency. The most lucrative as far as like gaining subscribers has been my 12-hour live streams. Every single time. All right, Bitcoin's getting a little pumpy here. This is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. If any, we would need a monstrous pump for the 1 minute time frame. Not monstrous in general, just on the 1 minute time frame. It would have to be a total of probably 0.17%. Can it happen in the next 29 seconds? It looks possible. It's getting a little heated up here. We got a potential bullish crossover the moving average and the RSI on the 1 minute time frame. Green down the momentum wave, negative money flow. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. So far, nobody is in the lead. You guys were a little too bullish today, which is a recurring theme, but I like that. 10 seconds remaining. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There are no winners of today's daily close contest. Y'all were too bullish. Bitcoin daily close price, though, is $92,678.80, $92,678.80, $92,678.80, $92,678.80. Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for nobody today. Everybody was too bullish. Congratulations, nobody, on your victory. Feel free to do nothing because you don't exist. Nobody doesn't exist. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to smash the like buttons. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Happy Tuesday. What a lovely Tuesday. Usually I hate Tuesdays. Today was a great Tuesday. Very cool. A little sad that nobody won, but it is what it is. You can't win them all. Waterfly said, yep, read that. He said, if you put fiance on camera, you might triple subs. That's probably true. Gourmet said, what's up, all? What's going on, Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn? Philly said, yo, Gourmet, Lima, Peru trip in 6 days. Very cool. Waterfly said, the house wins. Yes, that is true. Every time the house wins, I give myself $300, and then I go spend it on garbage. Like actual, not even like junk. Like, I go to the dump, and I give them the money, and then I wait until they tell me to stop, but I just fill my van with actual trash because I'm a trash human being. All right, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Bitcoin chilling. Ooh, is it? We got a bearish engulfing candle. Very interesting. Alts, though. Why are alts green while Bitcoin's red? What is going on here? What's going on? Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, you guys seen that beast coin? I have not. G Immortal said, so tomorrow will be Fed rug pull? I don't know. That is a great question. We are estimating. Waterfly said he buys new black shirts. I personally am expecting a 25 basis point cut. There are rumors, which seem to be the same rumors that go around every single time, of a 50 basis point cut. No tangible evidence behind these. They're just like, 11 out of 12 Fed people are calling for 50 basis points, and they have no evidence or anything. They're just making that up and saying those words. So I don't think we're going to get 50. I don't know what would happen if we got 50. I think it would be interesting to observe. Billy said, JJ, every time the house wins, you should trim your beard. I think I let the public know that I would shave the beard for a lump sum donation of $6,900, which is my way of saying I don't want to shave my beard. I'll show my bald head for $1,000 within one stream, but for the beard, you guys got to go $6,900, and even then, like, I might go out of my way to make sure that that donation does not happen because I don't want to shave my beard. That would like ruin my life for an extended period of time. I'm not down to do that. Anyways, ETH looks great. Bitcoin flipping green now. What is going on, guys? What is going on? Where were we? We looked at SWE. Market looks great. I'm just gonna kind of flick through these. Not quick, but I'll go relatively decent. What if I said no one giving you $1,000? That's the point, Waterfly. That is the point, my friend. No one's giving me $1,000, so no one sees my bald head. Philly said 6,900. I'll donate a fin. I don't know what a fin means. Ando, currently 50. It is actually, it's above 50 cents, which is nice. Can it continue and break above this upper trend line resistance? That has been resistance since November 18th. That is the ultimate question. Arrow is up 0.29. This thing's struggling. It is above 66 though, which is good. It's at 66.81. Is this establishing like a nice floor to blast to the upside? We got chop, a little fake out, and then chop. Is it going to eventually inverse Bart to the upside? I don't know. That's a great question. I think it might. Waterfly said, I'll give you $1,000 if Philly isn't allowed back in USA after his trip to Peru. I cannot guarantee that, but if you give me the $1,000, I will spend half of it on trying to figure out if I can make that happen. Pinlink. It's so messed up. That's not true. I lied. I don't want to ruin somebody's life for $500. Pinlink got a nice little bounce off of 12.05. Currently sitting at 13.55. Can it continue and actually regain a good chunk of its lost valuation? This thing's been suffering for quite some time. Quite some time. I'd say since August. Philly said, not a timeout, just a removal. Philly, don't abuse your mod powers. Anyways, Pinlink, chilling. Volume's picking up. I would love to see this recover, just because I do still own all of my Pinlink, and I regret not selling it. Render is up 0.05 since the daily close. We're currently sitting at 170. This is kind of doing like a weird... It just looks bad. I feel bad saying it, but Render looks awful. Render and Ondo look bad. I think I would prefer to hold Ondo over Render, just because Render has looked bad for such an extended period of time. I hope it recovers. I don't see it happening, but I've been surprised in the past. Stellar looks great. It's sitting above 25. It's at 25.35 at the moment. We got a nice little pump, broke above it. Let's see. We got some clear overhead resistance around 26. It's not enough for me to put a trend line there, but we had support, resistance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're probably coming in for a 6th. So let's see. Are we going to resist, support, break, resist, support, break? Is that the way that it's going to play out? Because that seems relatively viable. And then during these little pullbacks, the RSI can, chill and then allow it to continue to climb later on. That is the idea. That is the scaffolding analogy, if you will. Polkadot. A couple of bullish candles on Polkadot. Volume looks decent. I would like to see this get above the purple trend line again. Purple trend line was a big deal, and breaking below it, kind of sad. So let's get above 250. Let's just call it 250. Let's get above 250 for Polkadot, and then we'll start talking. Fartcoin still surprisingly doing very well. Fartcoin actually outperformed everything else last week, I think, because it started to pump so much earlier. So let me call my fiance. I'm gonna see if she can get a second coffee, because I want 2 coffees. Okay. Fartcoin. Hello. Are you home? Oh, did you go and get coffee yet? Okay. All right, get 2. Get 2. Yeah. And then if you want to get one for yourself as well, obviously.
What size did you want again?
Extra large. All right, love you. Bye. We've confirmed 2 extra large coffees. One for today, one for tomorrow. We're supposed to get snowed in tomorrow. So I'm happy to announce that if I do get snowed in tomorrow, I will be live during the Fed rate cut decision. Gourmet said, Peru is a cool trip. Would love to go to Machu Picchu. Waterfly said, new? What's new? Philly said, JJ, I never actually used my mod powers for evil. That's fair. All right. Fartcoin chilling. Cass up 0.2. Okay, so this, a little bit underwhelming. I wanted to see this break. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's still definitely got the flag structure, but I don't like this pump and dump. Like, we had a great day, and then it just completely failed. So, hopefully, I don't know. I feel like I've been saying hopefully for cast for forever. They had that really cool stunt where the guy didn't want to list with Binance. But I think that in the long run, that did hurt their users, and I don't know. It seems kind of selfish to me. Gourmet said, JJ, when's the wedding day? The wedding day is after I get her a house. I think she deserves a house more than a ring, in my opinion. So, Avalanche. Avalanche is up 0.14. What a place that I told him years ago to buy ring, not ADA. I mean, to be fair, I am in profit, and I'm more well positioned than I ever was financially, thanks to crypto. Obviously, I could have made more money elsewhere, and maybe if I had bought a gold ring instead of ADA, then I'd probably be up a lot more than most cryptocurrencies, if not all of them. But I don't know what further to say about that, because gold actually did outperform pretty much everything. So I guess I have nothing to say to you, Waterfly. Gold did outperform crypto. So Avalanche. I'm very excited about Avalanche. This yellow trend line just screams explosive upside. We got 3 hits, or inverse head and shoulder, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited. And it's like right there. Look at that. This looks like it could break and just absolutely send any moment now. What's the target? If it is an inverse head and shoulder, not financial advice, target potentially 1682. Jay Shear said I'd go. We get wedding invites. I think it'd be fun to live stream it. But yeah, if you guys are active in the community and you want to come to the wedding, absolutely. Join the Discord, and I'll probably invite a good chunk of you. I don't actually have physical, like, in-person friends. I have online friends. So if I want any people at my wedding, I'm gonna need to invite some of you guys. Okay. Anyways, Avalanche looks really good. I'm excited about it. Chainlink is doing a whole lot of nothing, but we do have this little pumpy pump that everything else got. Looks good. This kind of looks like a little funky lower time frame inverse head and shoulder. What I like is that we got above 1441 and we are holding above it, even though we got bearish engulfing. We got a wick to the upside, wick to the downside. There's buying and selling pressure, so price is kind of, I don't know. It seems like almost like a Bollinger Band pinch kind of situation is happening, and everything's getting ready to pop, and it looks like it's getting ready to pop up, especially Chainlink. You got this downtrend. The trend broke, and that broken portion is going up. And I think we looked the other day. Was it on Chainlink? It might not have been on Chainlink, but just the concept right here, where you have this downtrend, you have a shift in trend, and then eventually it pops up. This, I believe, in my opinion, right now, is the shift in trend. Now, that does not mean that it's going to go up for sure. That's just what we've seen in the past, where the downtrend shifts to a more sideways, almost, you could probably argue that it's a Wyckoff accumulation. I'm sure if we pulled it up and put it on the chart, it would look really good. But there's definitely accumulation happening for sure. But yeah, Chainlink looks really good. They're getting a ton of adoption. I would not be surprised if Chainlink outperforms a lot of coins that people expect big performances out of, just because institutions look for justification. They're value investors, and Chainlink offers a ridiculously large quantity of value. Among all of the probably top 100 cryptocurrencies, Chainlink is probably one of the most well positioned, in my opinion, for value proposition. Doge broke above 1451. Very cool. Let's see if this thing can get back to 20. I think 20 is going to be a big milestone for Doge. Near I don't really have a lot of feelings about near. I hope it does good. It's at 181. Getting above 2 is going to be a big deal. I feel like near performs maybe towards like the end of each cycle, it feels so. I wouldn't be looking for anything anytime soon, but also when you're not looking is usually when stuff performs, so I don't know. Pengu's up I'm sorry, since the daily close, Pengu's up 1.26% on the day. This thing's been performing. I believe Van Eck on X has their profile picture set to a Pudgy Penguin, which is hilarious. And I do believe that Pudgy Penguins were, like, they had a Pudgy Penguin mascot when Van Eck rang the New York Stock Exchange bell the other day. So it's pretty cool. Oak Tree said, how many skin cans does it take to hydrate a village? I believe it is 1 skin can per household, depending on their tax filing status. Head of household, you might need 1.5, but if you're just like single or married, I believe it's just 1 can. Silver. Oh, silver decoupled from the fractal, which we said might happen. I was talking about it yesterday. I said just because this is an idea and it followed like these 2 inches right here doesn't mean it's going to fully play out. We've watched the decouple live, talked about the decoupling, and it just popped up with the rest of the market. It's coupled, and then decoupled right here. Whereas the actual did that, and I joked about the infinity symbol. With the decoupling came almost like a retest of 58, and then this thing just popped. And it's currently sitting at $60.82. Silver has never been this high in the history of the planet. And right now it is. So I believe on certain exchanges and whatnot, it got above 61 on, I don't know what CFDs on silver, specifically on TVC. I don't know exactly what this is measuring, but we didn't see 61 here. If you round up, it's at 61, but 60.80, pretty cool to see. I was looking for, I guess, $62 on January 20th, which is kind of crazy. It's not even December 20th. We might get there a whole month early. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, silver looks great. Gold, did gold move at all? Gold did not. What is going on with that? That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Why didn't gold give a crap? Cheers, guys. Happy Tuesday. 42.07. Like I said the other day, struggling to get above 42.20. And that 42.20 is not, like, it's the longer it takes to get above it, the more strong of a resistance it becomes. You got above it here, and then you bounced off of it, and then you failed to continue higher. So you broke down, you got a little bottom support here, and then rejected again right here. And then you got another little double bottom situation, and now you're rejecting a third time. Kind of this entire area is going to be one big fat rejection, unless we can actually get above it. I don't mind that we're trading right below it. That this does not look bearish to me, just at first glance. It looks like it's trying. It's lying in wait. It's making attempts versus it just like breaking down and then going poo-poo. But I think we're going to need a break soon. Otherwise, it is probably going to break down. And I don't know what that breakdown would look like. And would this lower turned upper trend line come into play? I could see that. No, let's see what happens. Are we gonna? I'm looking at maybe 42.20 around Christmas. That'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? A break around Christmas, end of the month, maybe going into January, it would break if it's going to continue to be bullish. DXY is starting to curl up, which is interesting. We'll continue to observe this and see if it has any negative impacts on the market. Usually the DXY getting pumpy is a bad thing for crypto as a whole. So hopefully we get a longer term rejection continuation to the downside. So that way our backs can pump. Strategy up 2.89% on the day, looking good. Finally recovering. We're sitting at 189.26. It got a pretty fat bust above this guy. 8% candle right there. Finally getting above 186. Excuse me, 186.17. 189.26. Let's get above 190 and then eventually 200. 200 and then I guess 213 is relevant. I think. Actually, why is 213 relevant? Just because of this? I don't know. But 200 is previous high and psychological number. So getting above 200 is going to be a big deal. RSI looks good. Momentum wave close to overbought, but that's not a big deal. NASDAQ looks beautiful. Honestly, a little scared. A little scared with the NASDAQ fractal. Are we going to get December 12th dump-a-rooney? That is on Friday, so that'd be pretty spicy. S&P. Also, well, actually, no, that's not the 12th. December, well, I guess, yeah, 12th through the 30th. That kind of stinks. Let's see if this fractal ends up being right or not. Ask Fractal 3.0. Bitcoin dominance 59.06. Let's break below 59 and then get us an alt season. I think it's time, guys. I think it's time. I do think that this week will close green for Bitcoin. So far, it is green at the moment. How green? I don't know, but for the close, I mean. We're up 2.16% on the week, so as long as we stay around here, or we don't go down that much, then I'll be happy with that prediction. News articles. We got a lot of news today. A lot of news. Watch Your Guru posted 11 hours ago. Michael Saylor says the following U.S. banks are now issuing a credit against Bitcoin: Citi, J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, BNY Mellon, Charles Schwab, and Bank of America. Very cool. We've got Coinbase partnering with PNC Bank. Brian Armstrong posted, exciting to see more banks embrace crypto like this. PNC private bank clients can now buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin in their existing accounts. PNC is the first major U.S. bank to support this type of offering. This is really cool to see. Usually it's a big bank that I don't see locally. We actually have a local PNC bank, so not that I'm going to go there and do this, but I like the idea that people in my community can utilize this service now. But I'm big on self-custody. But if the boomers, want to keep their crypto in the bank, then that's fine by me. YMR.X posted, breaking: Trump will announce the next Fed chair and deliver economic remarks today at 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time. All eyes on Trump. I'm assuming that has happened. Let's actually go see. Let me see. I think I have a source that just kind of pulls all this important information from places. It is called financialjuice.com. I think Tishu maybe suggested this. Japanese PPI year over year, actual 2.7, forecast 2.7, previous 2.7. Very cool. PPI month over month, 0.3. Forecast was 0.3. Okay. All right, let's see. Japan, South Korea, according to a source. Trump and Bessent to interview Warsh on Wednesday. Is that who they picked? He'll be meeting. Okay, Trump will be meeting with a couple of people for Fed chair job. Okay. Donald Trump to kick off final round of Fed chair interviews this week. Trade Representative Greer expect to sign more trade deals. China's rare earths continue to flow. Okay, so yeah, they're interviewing people. Apparently this is fake news. But they're interviewing people right now. Fahid said, yo. What's going on, Fahid? Happy Tuesday, my friend. Marty Party posted, Binance founder CZ says there may be a crypto super cycle in 2026. You are being told what will happen. Thank you, CZ. Thank you so much. Bank of Japan says economy survived President Trump's tariffs. President Trump says immediate rate cuts is a requirement for the next Fed chair. Coinbase, okay, just in. $410 billion PNC Bank partners with Coinbase to offer direct Bitcoin trading for clients. The first bank to market such an offering among major U.S. banks. Very cool. Not a fan of their fee structure, but I like this. Fahid said, you too, man, and everyone like the stream. Yeah, guys, smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Like I said, happy Tuesday. White House advisor Hassett says there is plenty of room for interest rate cuts. President Trump says he wouldn't rule out reducing tariffs on some goods. Very cool. See, It almost seems like they did the tariff thing. Everything got really, really, really bad. And now, maybe heading into midterms, they're going to like lower or remove tariffs entirely on a bunch of stuff. The economy is going to skyrocket and benefit from it. And we're going to get all these trade deals and stuff. And everything's going to look great for midterms. I don't know. It definitely seems like there was a broad strokes plan in place for all of this to begin with. But we'll see what happens. Silver reached an all-time high of $60. It's still there. Looks really good, actually. $155 million worth of crypto shorts were liquidated in the past 60 minutes, 8 hours ago. Very cool. 95% chance of the Federal Reserve cuts rates by 25 basis points tomorrow, according to Polymarket. And I believe in our poll, which I'm going to end now, you guys also voted on 25. I said, what do you think for Fed decision tomorrow? 64% of you guys said 25 basis point cut. 18% said no cut. 9% said 50 basis point cut. And 9% of you guys said, I don't know what the F any of this means. We got a total of 11 votes. Appreciate you guys for participating. Jack Mallers, who evidently, I guess, is only 21 years old, the CEO of 21 Capital, says we are going to buy as much Bitcoin as we possibly can. I don't know if he's actually 21. He just looks like a kid. Gourmet said PNC ATMs are free for everyone, no charge. Oh, for everyone? That's actually really cool. I just don't want... And it could be completely different now, but I remember having a bank account there, just a regular, like, fee-free checking, and it cost me money, like, per month or per year or something like that, and I was pissed. I was like, what the hell is this? They're like, oh, yeah, that's standard. I'm like, no, it's not. Do you guys have a free account? They're like, no. I was like, okay, well, then close it. I don't want an account here. Bye. Like, I'm giving you my money. Just give me a free checking account. It's not that hard. But that was a long time ago. That was like probably over a decade ago. So it's probably completely different now, for all I know. Watch Your Guru posted, U.S. National Bank regulator says banks can act as crypto intermediaries. Very cool. SpaceX plans to go public at $1.5 trillion valuation in 2026, the largest initial public offering in history, according to Bloomberg. That's crazy. $150 billion added to the crypto market cap today. Very cool. This one's cool. Marty Party posted speculation chatter about Trump's United States Digital Bank, USDB. Now, this is all speculation and rumors. Reports indicate that President Trump is planning to launch the United States Digital Bank, a blockchain-based financial institution designed to broaden access to cryptocurrencies for everyday Americans. This aligns with administration's aggressive pro-crypto agenda, including a proposed national Bitcoin reserve and regulatory moves like the OCC's recent green lights for banks to custody and trade digital assets. Concept: the USDB would operate on blockchain rails, enabling seamless crypto transactions, custody, and possibly lending staking services. The goal: democratize crypto by integrating it into trading or into traditional banking, reducing reliance on unregulated exchanges. Trump has framed it as a way to make America the crypto capital of the world during recent speeches. Okay, so he has talked about this. Reserve assets, according to 1x update, the bank would hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana as primary reserves, signaling a diversified approach beyond just Bitcoin. This echoes Trump's Bitcoin strategic reserve proposal, but extends to ETH and Sol for DeFi and smart contract capabilities. Timeline and scope: no official launch date yet, but insiders tie it to Q1 2026 executive actions. It could partner with existing banks, leveraging OCC interpretive letters, or stand alone under new federal charter, potentially overseen by the OCC or a crypto-specific task force. Broader context: this fits Trump's 2025 playbook, appointing crypto advocates like acting comptroller Jonathan Gould and pushing the Genius Act for stablecoins. It's positioned as a counter to China's digital yuan and Europe's MiCA regs, aiming to boost U.S. innovation and financial sovereignty. Very cool. Waterfly said, I have an account that charges if I don't keep at least 5K in any month in. I think that's part of what I think I remember for PNC specifically. I think it was 5K and then 10K or something like that. And you know what? I had a really funny experience when I called. I was calling Fifth Third Bank, I think. And I don't remember why. It was for the business or something like that. And I asked the guy, I'm like, do you guys have, the guy answers, and he's super gay. He answers his phone, he's like, hello? And I was like, hi, do you guys have any free checking programs or anything like that? And he goes, oh, no, you have to have at least $10,000 in order to open an account here. And I was like, what the? Okay, damn. You don't have to be pretentious dick about it. Jeez. So yeah, needless to say, we didn't do anything with Fifth Third Bank. I remember my buddy's dad when we were just dumbass kids. So this is the funniest thing in the world to us. We were like driving to a concert or something, and he's like, "Look at that!" He's like, "Fifth Third Bank. Was it fifth or is it third? Make up your goddamn mind." And we just lost it, dude. We started cracking up because we were like, "That is technically an improper fraction. That is a stupid bank name." Oh man, that was so funny. Bitcoin chilling 92, 542, and 521 and 97 cents. I guess I can get rid of those. 92, 530, 55. What are we thinking? I mean, we got bearish engulfing on this 4-hour, so that's probably going to come down, unfortunately. Is the next one going to be bearish engulfing to here, though? I don't think so. But again, there's no telling. Tomorrow's Fed rate cut decision, so expect volatility for sure. I will say, I was expecting volatility. I was not expecting a pump like we got today. I was very excited when I saw that the market was pumpy. Very excited indeed. We got another Marty party. Breaking: Zelensky faces intense U.S. pressure on Trump's Ukraine peace plan by Christmas. Confirmed: Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has indeed disclosed facing heavy pressure from the Trump administration to swiftly approve a U.S. brokered peace plan for the Russia-Ukraine war, with reports indicating President Donald Trump is aiming for a final deal by Christmas. This revelation came during Zelensky's meeting with the European leaders in London on December 8th, 2025, where he shared frustrations over the plan's concessions, including ceding control of the entire Donbass region to Russia, areas partially occupied but not fully held by Moscow. Zelensky emphasized Ukraine's refusal to surrender territory, calling it a non-negotiable line tied to country's constitution and sovereignty. Interesting. Mythical said, yo, yo, yo. Thanks for the chart review, JJ. Absolutely Mythical. I appreciate you. Cool dude. Mythical, as payment for that chart review, I would like for you to pressure Zach into starting a space tonight. If you succeed, I will be there. I love you. Okay, anyways, stablecoin mints, another 500 million USDC issued on Solana by the Treasury. Money, money, money. I like that they can just make money. They can just create money. This is one of my favorite Marty Party posts. Not for any particular reason. I'm a human being, and as I said yesterday, my dad died when I was 12 years old. I grew up in a house full of women. Three women, my 2 sisters and my mom. And I currently live in a home full of women. My fiance and my daughter. Our daughter. So, I'm surrounded by females all the time. So, I like a little bit of drama. I like a little bit of gossip. I like a little bit of shade. Some catty bitch nonsense. So, this tickled my brain. The mistakes being made by very smart people that have convinced themselves and others is to sell hard assets into a depreciating currency with the hope of buying it cheaper. However, we are at the bottom of the macro cycle. This is the era of bear traps. The cycle is the liquidity cycle. Timing is wrong. Into the cryptoverse. Ooh, gotta layer up for the winter. That is true. Thank you, my friend Mythical. Appreciate you. Timing is wrong. At Into the Cryptoverse, aka Ben Cowan, is wrong. Don't make this mistake. Hell yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I like this. I do. I very much enjoy this, very much so. There's definitely like tribalism in crypto based on currencies. I think what I like more than that is when communities, like unrelated to a specific coin, go back and forth. So like This one's a little bit different, I guess, but Litecoin versus Ben Cowen I thought was really funny, but that is a specific coin versus a person, so that's different. But Marty Party versus Ben Cowen I think would be hilarious. Just like their communities going back and forth. I don't know. Like I said, it's very immature, it's stupid, but my brain thoroughly enjoys the concept. So sue me. There are two ways to get you to give up your assets: send the price higher, greed selling, or send the price lower, fear selling. Be aware. Marty Party slowly becoming a crypto maxi in general. Absolutely incredible. Just as everyone counted out US chip sales to China, the market has returned for months. Nvidia has been forecasting zero chip sales to China. One of the largest markets in the world was effectively voided overnight when the trade war began. Today, the China market is partially returning, and Nvidia has already added 200 billion in market cap. Prior to the trade war, Nvidia controlled 95% of the entire AI chip market in China. Just imagine what will happen if these chip export restrictions are broadened even further. Today marks a major pivot point for US chip giants like Nvidia. Jensen Huang has won again. What a freaking legend. I've seen bits and pieces of his Joe Rogan episode, and I think I'm going to sit down and watch the whole thing because it kind of blows my mind that they are even around anymore based on what I saw. Total consumer credit surged 9.2 billion in October to a record 5.08 trillion US dollars. Revolving credit, which includes credit cards, jumped 5.4 billion to 1.32 trillion, the highest since November 2024. By comparison, the average monthly increase seen from 2021 through 2024 was plus 8.7 billion. Non-revolving credit, mainly auto and student loans, rose 3.8 billion to a record 3.77 trillion. Total consumer credit has now soared 994 billion since 2020 pandemic. Meanwhile, the average credit card interest rate remains near its all-time high of 22.8% despite the Fed cutting rates by 1.5 percentage points since September 2024. Americans are fighting inflation with more debt. You know what would be hilarious? You know what would be so funny? If somehow like 80% of the population all came into agreement and was like, we're not going to pay any of our bills in like December or something. I think that would be so freaking funny because like if you're up to date, most things won't cancel if you just miss one payment. So, but you know, all of these businesses would like hemorrhage if payments weren't made for an entire month, just collectively as a whole. I think that would be the greatest protest of debt on the planet. But I also believe that people put themselves in those positions where they're buried in debt. And, you know, as an adult human, like I was saying earlier, you are responsible for the debt that you accumulate. So it is what it is. I dug myself out of a hole as a dumbass teenager as well. So I feel like anyone can do it. You just got to put your mind to it. China is set to limit access to Nvidia's H200 chips despite President Trump's export approval, per Financial Times. Buyers will likely be required to go through an approval process, submitting requests to purchase and explaining why domestic providers were unable to meet their needs. I mean, I feel like that wouldn't be hard. They're kind of like begging for them anyways. It's kind of a weird scenario. Bullish investor sentiment is surging. 44.3% of individual investors expressed a bullish stock market outlook over the next 6 months in the latest AAII survey, the highest since October 8th. The peak over the last 12 months was 45.9%. Over the last 3 weeks, this percentage has risen by plus 12.7 points. During the same period, the share of retail investors expressing bearish sentiment has declined 18.3 points to 30.8%, the lowest since January 23rd. As a result, the gap between bullish and bearish readings jumped to 13.5 points, the second highest this year. Everyone wants a piece of this market. It's pretty entertaining. Pretty entertaining. President Trump is asked if the new Fed chair will be expected to lower interest rates immediately. His response, yes. Surprise. Breaking, silver prices officially break above $60 per ounce for the first time in history, now up over 108% in 2025. Silver is up 6 times as much as the S&P 500 year to date. Amid one of the strongest stock market bull runs in history, silver and gold know what's coming next. Do they? I like when they put this vague thing at the end of it because the stock market's still doing tremendously well. What if I said all those whoever enrolled at Trump U should get refunded? Yeah, for real. You know what would be really funny? That would be really funny if someone who went to Trump University ran against him and won. I think that would be like the ultimate. I mean, not that he can run again, but that would be so freaking funny to me. Like the ultimate villain arc revenge plot. Bitcoin officially turns positive on the year, now up 1.2% year to date. Dip buyers are winning. It's about damn time. What do we think, guys? We still obviously got 21 days until the monthly and yearly close for Bitcoin. Are we going to close 2025 green or red? I think it's a huge question. And it's a difficult one to answer, isn't it? This chart is insane. The current rally in silver prices makes 2020 and 2008 look like rounding error. Now on track for the largest 12-month gain since 1979. A new era of monetary policy is coming. If you guys haven't already, I highly recommend you look up Modern Monetary Theory. It's a great read, cool explanation. In my opinion, in my brain, all of this is just a type of like political theater to make us believe, oh my gosh, the dollar holds so much value. The dollar is valuable. When in reality, it's not worth anything. It's not worth the paper that it's printed on. So I don't know. It's interesting for sure. U.S. car affordability crisis is worsening. The average price of a new car is now up to a record $50K, according to Kelley Blue Book. Meanwhile, the average new car loan amount is up to a record $41K. Since the start of 2020, the average amount of finance on a new vehicle has risen $9,000 or 28%. Meanwhile, total auto debt jumped $4 billion in October to all-time high of $1.56 trillion. Americans are borrowing more than ever to afford cars. I am very anti-financing a new car because it's not worth it, in my opinion. Breaking: NVIDIA chips being sold to China will undergo a special security review in the U.S. before they are exported, per Wall Street Journal. NVIDIA's H200 AI chips that are part of the deal would mainly be manufactured in Taiwan. From there, they would travel to the U.S. for a national security review. Then the chips would then be sent to China. What? What? Why don't they just send the review people to Taiwan? That sounds like so much effort. Or just make them here at that point. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's crazy. Investors can't get enough silver. Physical silver-backed ETFs posted 15.3 million ounces, plus 15.3 million ounces in net inflows in the first 4 days of last week, the second highest weekly total this year. This nearly matches the 15.7 million ounces recorded during the entire month of November. Silver ETFs are now on track to attract their 10th monthly inflow this year. Furthermore, the biggest silver ETF, SLV, saw nearly $1 billion in net inflows last week, exceeding intakes of the largest gold fund. As a result, SLV has posted its second highest inflow on record over the last 2 weeks, only below the February 2021 record. The rush for silver is intensifying. That's actually crazy that it's still going up. Bitcoin's chilling, $92,480.50. The rest of the market's pretty quiet. CAS is up 1.29%. That's kind of surprising. We'll continue to keep an eye. Did we? We did not. Okay. So we got our above and below liquidation points. I got to delete these. There we go. Okay. Michael Saylor said China will copy the U.S. the moment America starts accumulating Bitcoin. We are going to accumulate Bitcoin in a budget-neutral way, though. So it's going to be interesting to see how they justify that. Standard Chartered Bank now sees Bitcoin at 100K by the end of 2025, down from 200K. Its 500K call now delayed to 2030 as ETF inflows slow sharply. Interesting. This is a hilarious picture. It looks like they put a crap ton of makeup on him. I'm sure it's just a filter, though. Multi-millionaire. Mark Cuban is a billionaire, by the way. I just want to point that out. As far as Shark Tank goes, Mark Cuban has more money. Multi-millionaire entrepreneur Kevin O'Leary says he has no interest in altcoins, arguing that holding Bitcoin and ETH alone captures most of the upside in the crypto market. This is coming from the same guy that insisted, not like 2 years ago, that H-bar was going to revolutionize the planet. H-bar was going to solve world hunger, cure cancer, save the children, and bring Elvis Presley back from the dead. And somehow he has changed his mind. Now he's an Ethan Bitcoin maxi. What if I said he wears lots of makeup? I actually don't doubt that. I really don't. What would be really funny, and I bet you he would buy this, is if somebody did like a male makeup thing and went on Shark Tank just to see his reaction, and he's like, "Oh my, I wear makeup all the time." Tom Selleck Scott said, I agree with Mr. Douchebag, but he's right. What if I said Kevin is BitBoy equal? I agree. Thank you, Waterfly. Thank you. I don't think he's right, actually. I really don't. I think ETH and Bitcoin, maybe now. Again, and this is going to be hinged on the concept of us not being entering a bear market. If we are entering a bear market, clearly, yes, Bitcoin's number one. ETH isn't even worth my time, in my opinion, if we are entering a 12-month-long, 4-year cycle typical bear market. Aside from that, though, I don't believe that we are. And because I don't believe that we are, I don't believe Bitcoin and ETH captures most of the upside. I think that that is wrong. And I don't know. I like risk on. I'd rather take risks and make more money than sit in a boring asset for 10 years and like make a 3 or 4x. I think that's boring and stupid. At that point, again, I'll just work and put my money in like the stock market or something. Why would I even try crypto? Circle and Aleo are launching USDC X, a privacy-focused version of USDC designed for institutions. That was interesting. I'm not sure what this is going to entail because I know that the government does not like privacy stuff. So, Aster announced the start of its human versus AI trading battles. That sounded pretty cool, actually. CZ says crypto could enter a super cycle by 2026 driven by U.S. politics, Fed easing, and institutional adoption. Thank you, CZ. A whale on HTX was liquidated for $24 million in a single Bitcoin USDT short position, according to CoinGlass. Again, I don't like to praise people losing money, but people who open up shorts are betting that people that are holding spot are going to lose money, so get wrecked. Kathy Wood said Bitcoin may have already set its local bottom weeks ago as rising institutional demand is disrupting its classic 4-year cycle. What do you know? Number go up. Tether has invested in Generative Bionics as part of a 70 million euro funding round to support the development of intelligent, made in Italy humanoid robots powered by physical AI. I don't know what physical AI is, but it sounds interesting. What if I said get wrecked, bitches? Hell yeah, Waterfly. Hell yeah. U.S. banks are now allowed to act as intermediaries for crypto transactions under new regulatory guidance. Thank you, U.S. banks. If Bitcoin breaks $100,045, nearly $6 billion in short positions could be liquidated. That also would be a get wrecked moment. Bitwise CIO, I believe that's, what is that, Chief Information Officer? Matt Hogan says his top crypto bet is market-wide index fund, expecting the sector to grow 10 to 20x as tokenization and on-chain assets scale. There you go. You know what's not going to have tokenization? Bitcoin. You know what will? Probably ETH. So, also touche to myself. Stock Money Lizards posted a lot of these charts right now. Clear breakouts after shakeouts. Altcoins. PS, stay calm. A lot of folks who were bearish yesterday will flip today. Just ignore it. Buy low, sell high. That has always been the plan. We got a beautiful, I'm assuming this is like total 2 or total 3. A little breakout after finding nice support on this lovely little cloud. So Bitcoin is nearing the end boss 50-week exponential moving average. I expect that we push higher towards the end of December or Q1 2026. It's looking like right now it's at 99,385. By the time we get there, from the price moving up, this will increase. So it'll probably be around 100K. If Bitcoin can get back above 100K, then it will be back above the 50-week moving average, which will be back above the bull market support band. So all eyes are on the 50-week. If we reject it, then we're probably going lower. It's going to be interesting for sure. A giant Bitcoin ad spotted in Times Square. No man should work for what another man can print. Pretty epic. I'm pretty sure the same billboard yesterday. This is from 21 Shares, I think. I don't remember if it was 21 Shares. Let me see if I can find it. It is beautiful. I found it. Okay. I saw this yesterday. This is how much the banks trust you. Go bankless instead. So it was a bankless ad, which I believe is an exchange maybe. But this was so good. I was like, damn. Because that's true. I mean, I don't know about... personally, I don't see these anymore. But it just kind of blew my mind. I was like, damn, this is actually real. They had these at banks. I don't know if they do anymore, like I said, but they don't let you... Like, you basically pay for them to exist. And they're not willing to, like, let you use a pen? That's crazy. That is actually insane. I thought that was such a good post, though. Bitcoin is liquidating some horny bulls right now. We are 92, 206, and 21 cents. And it does look like we did pop that liquidation point at 92, 176. So let me go refresh over here and get a new one up there. Make sure that we're in line with what's going on. We got to have our fingers on the pulse. My bank still has a pen on chain. That's crazy. The only time I ever see that is when I go to buy screws and nuts and bolts and like wall anchors out of the little drawers at Ace Hardware, which is kind of a oxymoron because and lollipops free, right? At Ace Hardware, they have this pen like locked down, but then they just like they trust you to write down the like lot number, the quantity, and the dollar amount of each thing in this little paper envelope, and then they don't even check it. You go to check out and they just trust that you wrote down the truth on there. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting the way that works. Tom Selleck said they would go through 100 pens a day if they weren't locked down. My bank, I use a credit union. My credit union just has the pens out. Why can't they afford pens? Yeah, they expect me to trust them managing my money, and they can't afford to keep a pen out on a table. And just in case somebody walks out with it, they got to put another pen out there. How do they afford their own salary at that point? Like, what's going on at the bank? Crazy. Okay, anyways. 92.16. Is that even worth putting on there? Okay. Let's continue. These ads are great, though. I thought these were brilliant, both of them, honestly. In 2011, this one, like, this hurts my brain every time I see it. In 2011, you could visit this website and claim 5 Bitcoins for free. That's crazy, guys. I hate that this existed, and my dumbass didn't at least try it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It hurts my soul. What if I said I'm going to introduce JJ to Jamie? Who's Jamie? Tom Selleck said, oh, Jamie Dimon? Tom Selleck said, Wells Fargo spending $10 million on pens a year? Is that true? Isn't Wells Fargo the one that got in trouble? Wells Fargo. Was it Wells Fargo? It was Wells Fargo, yeah. They're earning your trust back. They had to do a whole commercial. On earning your trust back because they got in trouble. Campaign to leave account scandal behind. What was the account scan? I don't remember. They like made fake accounts or something like that to like artificially inflate some metric or something. they had a whole commercial where they're like, "We're sorry." Chewy said, "Yippee yo, yippee yay." Chewy, I gotta show you guys. This blew my mind. If you go to Disney, if you go to Disney Plus right now, there's a little Christmas category, and you click on it, and you know what's on there? You know what's on there? The first Christmas movie in this little menu. I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to show you because it's freaking hilarious. Are you ready? Prepare yourselves. You are not ready for the truth. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to go big webcam. And bam. You see it? Die Hard. Holiday movies. Die Hard. I was so excited when I saw that. I was like, oh, let's go. Disney knows what's up. Okay. Tom Salk Scout said, yes, open new accounts on people. Yeah, that's crazy. So F them. They can buy 10 million in pens every single year. They better not have a single freaking pen chained up. I swear to God. I swear. That's ridiculous. And that blew my mind when I first saw that commercial. They're like, we're sorry. We're here to earn your trust back. And I was like, the bank? What did the bank do? And then I looked into it and I was like, oh my gosh. At least they're not trying to hide it, but it's just ridiculous to me. Ridiculous. Chewy said, I'm pro Die Hard as a Christmas movie. Let's go. Dude, I turned on, I think I'm going to watch Home Alone every year. Both of them. 1 and 2. Brilliant movies. Love those movies. They like perfectly encapsulate good movies. I don't know if it's just John Hughes. John Williams did the music as well. Chris Columbus directed the first one. I don't know if he directed the second one. I don't know. It's just great movies for sure. But yeah, you said yippee yo yippee yay, and it made me think of a yippee ki. Tom Salkscoat said open new accounts on people. Waterfly said they signed up people to multiple accounts for quotas. Yeah, that's crazy. Chewy said Wells Fargo used to carry around your money in a stagecoach. Yeah, now they carry around a bunch of fake accounts. That's crazy. Okay, I want to point this out just because this is literally what we've been pointing out, the change in trajectory and the breakout intensifying as time goes on. Total market cap is breaking out right now. It looks as though we are indeed experiencing a strong rally that will last several months. And we talked about this. Let me see. Is it still on there? I think we put a fractal maybe on total 2. Yeah, let's go to total 2. Yep. Okay, so geez, wouldn't that be crazy? We looked at this being kind of just like more intense breakouts every single time. You got a shallow downtrend and then a violent uptrend, a more violent downtrend, and a more shallow uptrend, and then a really violent downtrend. So I guess the fractal, maybe this fractal might not be that great to this argument, because this argument kind of dictates that we're going to go up over the course of like the entirety of 2026 to like maybe 2 trillion, who knows. But I do like the fractal as well. The fractal, what is the fractal? Oh yeah, so the fractal is of the argument that we get these downtrends and then we go into like a transitionary sideways accumulation period almost every single time. And then we get the uptrend, the subsequent uptrend. So right now we're in our little transitionary sideways accumulation Wyckoff, if you will, period. And allegedly, if we're going to follow this fractal, not to a T, but if we do, it actually, weirdly enough, puts us at a like a little baseline breakout on Christmas. So do with that what you will. Chewy said, bro, you have ads on. I feel used. You should feel used, Chewy. I do have ads on. Damn right I have ads on. We're getting 0 super chats. I hardly have any viewers. We do have 10 people watching. Appreciate you guys for being here. Chewy, yep. Waterfly said Chewy. And Chewy said, "And pro diehard Christmas movie. And pro, you have ads on. I feel used. How do you think I feel?" So yeah, total 3 looks great. Is it total? There's another one that we put a bunch of lines on. Is it total market cap? It is. Okay. So this is the big one. This one I like to talk about because it's super interesting. You can actually see the trajectory. This one's nice and shallow. This one's a little less shallow. This one's very, very, almost like it's more than 45-degree angle. And each one, this one had a violent move up. This one had a pretty chill, like 45-degree angle move up. And by that, you know, you get your slow move, fast move, slow move, faster move, very slow move. This puts us at our bottom right here. And then our explosive move to the upside, according to this, is going to be several years long, which I don't know if that dictates a super cycle, but that would be crazy. This is just another concept, another idea. JJ Makachek said, "Howdy, what's going on, JJ? What if I said you have ads on? Ad block peon, right? I actually pay for for YouTube Premium. I didn't always, but election season came around, and I was like, God, because it's so annoying. They're like Alyssa Slotkin or like all these politicians, nonstop. It's the same one every single time, same politician, and they played 2 or 3 in a row, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Why? And it drove me insane. And YouTube was like, "Would you like to try YouTube Premium?" And I was like, "Yes, please save me." And I signed up. I think I got a free month, and it was the greatest thing in the world, on the planet. I was so happy. And then after that, they're like, "We're going to charge you next month." And I was like, "Do it. Take my money." So now I have 0 ads. I will say the benefits are wonderful as well. You can literally download YouTube videos like while you have internet, and then you can watch them later when you don't have internet. That's pretty archaic of me, but I enjoy it. I can turn my phone off, like the screen. I can black out the screen and still have a video playing. And the biggest benefit is that there's no ads, which is amazing. But yes, you can also do ad blocks. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it works. Like, I think Brave works entirely. Oak Tree said, "How you feeling about Midnight, JJ?" So if you guys are not familiar, Midnight, a Cardano sidechain partner chain situation, went live today. And I've seen a lot of stuff about it. I haven't done a deep dive yet because I hopped on as soon as I got home. But let's go see, I guess, CoinMarketCap, what we can learn. JJ Makachek said, "What do you think of NQ on the quarterly and monthly?" I will take a look at that in a moment, my friend. Let's see. Midnight, number 204, $717 million market cap. Fully diluted value is 1 billion, and it dumped. It did a giga dump on launch, 1 hour time frame. So this is the largest airdrop in history. They distributed to multiple blockchains, and a record quantity of people claimed and all that stuff. It's very cool. But I imagine everybody that claimed literally just sold the second they could, because it's free money. You literally, like, I don't know what they expected. Nobody should be surprised that this happened. Free money, dump, instant dump. So now that that is over with, you know, the price has a second to breathe. I don't know if I expect this to continue up, because I think that they're unlocking people's, they're unlocking everyone's stuff. Bybit went live right away. That's actually pretty sick. Binance is not live yet, I don't think. Maybe it is, I don't know. But holders, 1,500 holders? Really? That's actually a lot lower than I thought. Top holders, so somebody has $5 million US worth. That's not bad. Oh, yes, it is. That's ridiculous. That's got to be an exchange, right? I hope that's an exchange. Distribution looks really bad if that's if that's a person. But I don't really have any opinion of it right now. I think that they are releasing people's night tokens from the airdrop in, like, I don't know what you would call it, in little different time periods. Like, you might get 10% today, 20% tomorrow. I think. I could be wrong. I haven't looked too much into it. I'll probably buy some eventually. I did not go through the claim process at all because it looked like a pain in the butt. I don't think it would have been worth it. And there was so many people having so many problems, and a lot of people like took advantage of certain things. And I went through all of that with Sunday Swap, with the Sunday Swap IPO or ICO, whatever you want to call it. And I got like 50 cents, and it pissed me off. So I've never participated in anything like that ever again. It's just a complete waste of time. People put so much effort into it, and they get nothing in return. Okay, Justin Makachek said NQ on the quarterly and monthly. What is NQ? Can you give me, what do I actually type into the thing? Just NQ? E mini NASDAQ 100 futures. Quarterly is 3 month. I mean, this looks huge. What the hell is this? NASDAQ 100 E mini futures. Okay, let's finish this really quick, just because I want to ask Rock what that is. Investors have now plowed 239 billion into leveraged ETFs, the highest amount in history. Risk on, folks. Risk on. Appetite for risk is huge. Berkshire Hathaway on track to close below the 200-day moving average. That's pretty crazy. Last but not least, when the Fed cuts interest rates within 2% of stock market all-time highs, the S&P 500 has gone on to finish higher over the next 12 months, 20 out of 20 times, 100% hit rate. That's pretty cool. Let's go ask Rock. What is... You said it's just a NASDAQ? NQ100E Mini. So is it just like a portion, like 1% or something? I'm gonna see what Grok tells me exactly. The NQ100E Mini, commonly referred to as the E Mini NASDAQ 100 futures contract, is a financial derivative on the CME. It provides exposure to NASDAQ 100 index, which tracks 100 of the largest non-financial companies listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange, such as major tech firms like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. Okay, so this, what do I think of this? This goes to all of the things that we've been reading about, how concentrated the S&P 500 is and how concentrated the stock market is within the big boys. So this being the top 100 makes sense that this thing is flying off the shelf. Had a decent sized pullback in 2022, a little baby pullback on the 3 months. So Q1, is that what that is? October, or is this Q4 2024? I don't know. Whatever this one is, it's just one quarter. Close red, and then it's been green monster ever since. You did have a pretty big wick down here. I would like to look at this on the 1 month. You mentioned the 1 month as well, so that'll be beneficial. Yeah, look at that. So you had quite a bit of red right here. January, February, April, May, June, August, September, and then recovery. Big, beautiful, monstrous recovery. So I like that wick. That was on the quarterly. Look at the volume surge here too. That's crazy. I guess, see, this is over such an extended period of time. It's so hard to judge based on any kind of indicators or anything like that. It definitely is on a monstrous parabola, but because it's such a zoomed out scenario that we're really looking at, looks like it needs, that's what I was going to say. You said it looks like it needs a hard correction next quarter. I'm wondering if we trade back down into that lower range. So what I would look for would be support right there, which you actually bounced off of on this wick. That was beautiful. And then I guess you have this clear support right there with the candlestick closures. This is, and it almost looks very structural too. Look at the gaps are almost identical. What was this one? This was like an entire quarter. Almost half a year. No, this was a year. This was a whole year. 300 332 days. That's 365 right there. Wow. So if we go to the bottom, the Pico low, this is 35%. So just guesstimate, a little estimation situation. See, what's crazy though is before this, when was the last pullback? This little micro thing right here? That wasn't even 20%. That was like 15 over the course of what, 3 months? This one was 15 as well. So what is this candle? This candle's a 2% candle. I guess I would look for between like 15. This was 12. All the way down here was 23. Okay. With that nice wick. I don't mind the 23% stuff. This one, I think, yeah, 35. So let's go 23 to 35. Let's see what that gives us from the candle close. 25. 25 puts us at about 19.2. And then 35 puts us at about 16.6. So yeah, both of those check out. 25% to here or 35% to here. Otherwise, the best case scenario as far as bull continuation goes, 16-17% you're looking at right there, that 21K. So I guess personally, I would just look at 20K for a target. That's right smack dab in the middle. It's a nice psychological number. Probably going to wick below it, even if that does hold as support. Justin said, now I'm looking to break 16K at least for a while. Maybe test the 14K support, but even that's weak. Okay. Yeah, 16K makes sense. Because you got that resistance turned support now. You said 14. I mean, weak is subjective. Obviously, it's a longer term time frame, but this thing doesn't pull back often. This goes back 25 years, 26 years. So when everyone starts selling equities in January, where do we think that money will go? I don't know, actually. That's a great question. Hopefully crypto. Hopefully crypto. I'm genuinely think that we're going to get quantitative easing sooner than people think, just because of the way that things seem to be going. They're putting on a facade like, oh, this, it's not as bad as you think it is. I think it's pretty damn bad. So I don't know, we'll see. Again, that might be like a deep-seated bullish bias, like buried somewhere beneath my conscious. Who knows? You know, at this point, we're kind of in for the long haul no matter what. Cheers, guys. Happy Tuesday. Well, yeah, this looks it definitely looks due for a pullback, especially when you pinch it like that and you see how dramatic this parabola is. That is a crazy increase. But the money supply has gone up so much that it kind of makes sense for this to happen. And nobody would ever admit it, but if you really think about it, the stock market, 401ks, the population, everything kind of demands that the modern like money system be a Ponzi scheme, essentially. If the population does not increase over time, then they won't be able to justify printing this much money. There won't be that many people working, and there won't be so much money going into Social Security. There won't be so much money going to the stock market, and then society would collapse because our entire foundation of our entire existence, from like a structural standpoint, is 1000% dependent on population increasing over time. Whether, like I said, that be from a monetary standpoint or elsewhere. We need the quantity of people in our country, on our planet, to continue to increase. And because that increase is slowing down, people are starting to get a little bit scared. But that in it of itself is a Ponzi scheme. The population rate growth growth rate is a Ponzi. We need it to continue to go up in order to fuel the rest of this stuff, which, because it's all based on that, is also a Ponzi. So when people try and tell you, oh, this is a Ponzi or that's a Ponzi, pretty much everything is. Now, I'm not saying go, invest in a Ponzi scheme or multi-level marketing or anything like that, but it's never that black and white. So to paint something like that, like Bitcoin, is silly because so is the US dollar. So is Social Security. So are 401ks. So is the stock market. Everything needs this consistent increase in population and money. So I don't know. I don't know. Because if you think about it, what if the S&P 500 never went up? Like, let's go look at the S&P 500 because this is a great metric. Let's go to the 1 month and zoom out. What if the S&P 500 didn't do this? What is this right here? 2000 to 2003? That's crazy. This is crazy. You know what's even crazier is just a couple years later, this happening. So someone in between those two did something stupid that caused this, I think. So now they're being a lot more careful, or not. Maybe they're being the opposite of careful, and they're like, we can do whatever the hell we want, and we just have to paint it a certain way. I don't know. We're getting into tinfoil hat territory. I apologize. But I find it interesting. This is a 300-day pullback. I just find it interesting that nobody really ever talks about that. Like, people get into like macro discussions and stuff like that. The biggest macro discussion is the fact that everything needs to go up all the time. Otherwise, nobody would give a shit about it. It's just that simple. We're all humans. We're all like Neanderthal cavemen at the end of the day. So, number go up. We like number go up. We need number go up. I don't know why. People just can't be happy in life, but it is what it is. Everyone always needs constant improvement. More. It's greed. But that's what our society's built on. Capitalism is greed, so I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I enjoy it. I think it's fun, actually. I think it's fun, for sure. All right. I think that we are good. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is doing a little bit better today. Pretty nice on that pump. We are currently down $461, 46.1%. None of the assets are in profit. Starting from the bottom, Aptos is down 70. Fetch is down 66. Render's down 55. Ondo's down 51. Property's down 49. Shib is down 45. Near's down 41. ADA is down 40. Doge is down 40. And Sol is down 18. Then the meme coin portfolio, currently down 539. 53.9. None of these assets are in profit either. Starting from the bottom, GigaChat is down 162. Snack is down 144. Nope, 134. Pepe is down 98. Doge is down 76. And WIF is down 70. Then the narrative portfolio. This one's my favorite and the most stable. If you guys are not aware, this portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real-world asset coin, and one gaming coin, and it is absolutely killing it. This portfolio is only down $181, or what is that, 37%, 36%? We do have one asset in the green. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down 56, VeChain is down 54, Man is down 45, Pepe is down 31, and Tau is up 4. Very nice. And then last but not least, we've got the perfect entry portfolio, which is built from assets that you guys, the community, voted on. This portfolio is currently down 38.8%. None of these assets are in the green either. Starting from the bottom, Render is currently down 59. Avalanche is down 58. Pith is down 55. Graph is down 49. Swee's down 47. Ondo is down 45. Crow is down 33. Sol is down 24. ETH is down 15. And Link is down 6. And that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, Do we have any questions? I do still think, like I said, rate cut week will be green for the candle close. I don't feel strongly about that, so if it does change, I'm not gonna be too butthurt about it. But I'm very excited for the performance of my stock portfolio. If you guys are not already, join the Discord. Links in the description down below. It's a ton of fun. It's completely free. Always will be. And yesterday I published my entire stock portfolio, which I don't want to say too strongly that I'm proud of it. I enjoy the performance of it. It's been performing very well, but it is a weird portfolio. I'm very self-aware that the portfolio itself is made up of the most random assets. There's some like medium caps, there's some small caps. It's an odd amalgamation of like diversity, and that was not very intentional. I just kind of would randomly look into something and I'd be like, I really like this. And then I would learn more about it. And I'd be like, I wonder if there's a good company, publicly traded company that has to do with this. And then I would eventually go buy that. So that's what my portfolio is made up of. Join the Discord. In the stock channel in the Discord is where you would find that information in case you guys are interested. I also published it on my X if you guys want to go there too. Yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, when Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. If I get snowed in, which is highly possible, we're looking for a winter storm in the next 24 hours, then I will be live for the Fed rate cut. So I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Tuesday and good night.